Hey 143 fam, we're going to take a look at your March horoscopes here, your love and your general overview. For those of you interested in my giveaway this month, I'm going to be choosing two winners. You'll get to decide between a free reading or a free healing session. If you'd like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. You guys who follow me on Instagram already know I'm at Urban Soul Guru, but I'm thinking of possibly merging my Urban Instagram with my private songwriter page. You're more than welcome to follow me there too, at Tony Writes Official. All of my contact information is in the box below. But let's jump into your horoscopes now and see what's in store for March. Hey Taurus, this reading is for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to take a look at your general overview first, then love. I love timestamps down below. Taurus, general overview, March 2020. Taurus, general overview, March 2020. Spirit is saying the blessing in disguise will soon be realized. The blessing in disguise will soon be realized. What once felt like a major loss to you is about to feel like one of the biggest gains you've ever received in your whole life. This is particularly true for those of you who've lost a job, for those of you who've been unemployed, or where there was an abrupt end to something, especially if you felt unprepared. That may have been incredibly traumatic for some of you. You're about to see, not only is that a blessing in disguise, but you're going to gain something so major because of the space that created, honestly, for some of you, the desperation that may have created, like, okay, I need to make some money. So what can I do right now? What can I launch on my own? What can I brainstorm and try and take some risks on? And seeing not just money come in, but like major exposure, money, breakthrough. This also applies to health for some of you. This is really big energy to start with. Okay, Taurus, let's get a little bit more clarity. Taurus, be honest with yourself. This feels past tense to me. This comes through as somebody really struggling with the ending of a situation, and Spirit's saying, if you're honest, if you're being honest with yourself, you knew this was meant to end. You knew that you couldn't drag this on any longer, okay? If you're honest with yourself at this time, even though you may have felt unprepared, even though it could have been traumatic for some of you, deep down, you knew it was time to move on. But it may have taken maybe a little too much time for some of you, like really tested your patience to see why it was necessary to move on, okay? This is still speaking about forgiveness, making peace, seeing love, okay? Being positive about not just having, so for those of you, for example, who are out of a job, okay, especially if it was abrupt, instead of focusing on the fear of like, how am I going to pay my bills and having this fear energy out there, Spirit's asking you to use this as an opportunity to get excited about life. And I know I've been there. It's really challenging to do that. If there's any sign in the zodiac that can take a situation that may feel really shitty at first and spin it into something positive, it is Taurus, okay? But this is still feeling past tense. This does not feel like what is coming up over the course of March. What is coming up over the course of March is your peace and then the blessing in disguise being realized. But it just feels like there needs to be a little more peace, a little more healing with whatever it is that you had to let go of, or with whatever that ended, okay? But I feel like you get your peace before months end. How can you not? When you see the blessings coming into your life at this time, Taurus, when you see not only the blessing in disguise, but what it really means for your life, not only will you have peace, you're going to have gratitude. Following all of this is assertiveness. I'm going to hold this up. Do you see how this is very different energy? Okay, even just the colors, okay? We start here, we wind up here. Spirit is saying that you are finally stepping into a place where the blessings are start to not just trickle in, but I think for many of you in abundance, Now you have to be assertive with those people around you who wanted to see you stuck or expected to see you stuck in that space of struggle. People who may be having a hard time with the fact that not only have you moved on, but you may have moved on from them. You may have moved on from somebody romantically. You may have moved on from a company, a boss, coworkers. The Spirit just said someone that you've maybe known from college or someone you started early on in a company with and you've both grown together. It's like someone's having a really hard time having lost you, even if they were the one that cut those ties, even if it was a boss that said, look, like we just can't afford to have you here anymore, we need to lay some people off. All of a sudden, it's like you're on everybody's radar again. Stay cool and calm and collected. This is more positive than it may appear early on in the month. By the time you get to the second half of March, this is going to make a lot more sense, okay? Now I see you walking away from some people, and it could have been people who are very aggressive, and that's why Spirit said, look, this is just a toxic environment you had to get the hell out of. But it comes to bigger than that for the majority of you. It's like you're finally you're standing in your power, and you're looking around like, I could have gone down with the sinking ship, but I got out, and it was really difficult to have to swim to shore, but at least I'm not down under. You know what I mean? It's like you're standing in a really powerful place now, especially as you get to the second half of the month. There are people whose maybe help that you needed while you were struggling, who didn't show up, who may circle back like, hey buddy, what can you do for me now? And you're going to send love. You're going to keep good karma and beautiful energy around you. You're going to see the love in them. You're going to extend that love, but you're going to end that conversation. You know what I mean? Be assertive, not aggressive, not passive aggressive, but move past these kinds of people. There's momentum here. It's all leading towards something really big for you this month. Be honest with yourself. Clarify by focus on service, okay? And I feel like some of you may have been working in a field where you weren't helping other people. You didn't feel like your work had enough value. You weren't fulfilling soul purpose. Spirit's asking you to get to a place now to launch something, to make sure your new work, whatever the new journey is, making sure that you are in alignment with helping other people, making sure that there is that soul purpose connection in the work and moving forward. It's more than just making money and making all those people looking at you right now, like really feeling regret. You're like, oh man, I shouldn't have got ties with them. I shouldn't have got ties with Taurus. It's more than that. It's about moving you forward to a more fulfilling life. It's making your work matter. It's making your time. It's making your efforts. Spirit said your gifts. Some of you are, so many of you, are natural healers. Being able to utilize that gift. That may have been something you fell back on just to make a little bit of side money, and now you're realizing like, oh, I can actually pay some bills. Oh, I can pay my mortgage with this now. Yes, this is a blessing in disguise. It's the only love, okay? Center of the reading. We come back to that message. Really, it's about peace, okay? It's about finally getting your peace in regards to situations that weren't feeling very peaceful for a while. Clarify by notice the signs. Recognize how this energy is shifting. See how whatever ended or whatever was a little traumatizing, what signs are around it? What signs, what messages is Spirit sending you and giving you? You know, it's interesting. I was getting colors for Capricorn. I'm getting colors for you too. What repeat colors are you seeing? For example, right, if we focus on purple, that's spiritual, that's angelic. But there's some sort of, Spirit just said guiding light. Don't dismiss these signs when they show up. It's an energy around certain people. It's being in the right place at the right time, knowing that you are in complete divine flow here. But Spirit is speaking to you. I just heard, it may seem cryptic at first, but you'll have more clarity by the end of the month. Really be meditating at this time too, okay? I do feel like some of you could possibly be missing some messages. Wow, okay? We came into this reading channeling the blessing in disguise will soon be realized. Clarified by blessing in disguise. Do you see? Not only will the blessing be realized, but now there's so much momentum forward. You're going to have to prepare for it. You're going to have to stay grounded. You're going to have to, or Spirit's at least urging you to stay rooted in love and to get your peace back, because there are some people around you that are not feeling peaceful. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you. There are some people that are not feeling peaceful because you have taken nothing and turned it into gold. You have taken the loss of a job, and now you are making more money or about to than maybe you ever have. There's something so big here. Don't be afraid of this, though. I feel like I say that, and it's like there's a part of Taurus that's like, well, I expect that because this is what I've consciously been doing. And then there's a part of you like, can I really handle things this big and this blessed and this beautiful? Not only can you handle it, but you are deserving of this. Please do not block these blessings. Notice the signs, but I'm really, really feeling to meditate, okay? There's definitely Capricorn crossover here. Trustworthy guidance, crowning the reading. You may be working with a Capricorn very close to you in the picture. A trustworthy guidance goes hand in hand with notice the signs. Spirit is speaking to you. Be writing. There's something about written communication right now, journaling. Instead of putting your manifestation board up on the wall, keep something a little more private and like a journal. Have a dedicated law of attraction or manifestation journal, because there's something about you journaling, really processing your thoughts, that feels more successful at this time. But do you see, I mean, it's an angel speaking to him as he writes. The angels are speaking to you directly. The angels are speaking to you directly. The only note of caution is that you may get too busy that you may miss some of these messages, but it's coming through in colors. I really am really seeing a crossover with Taurus and Capricorn. That's not going to be true for everybody, but for those of you who do have a Capricorn close to you, that and Capricorn comes through as a very positive person, you may want to reach out to Capricorn. There may be a breakthrough with the Capricorn person, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have play. The shift in energy, it goes from like heavier and some struggle, and this could be, Spirit just said 2 years. Like, this could be going on, could have been going on for quite a long time. But you come out of all of that now. You're having fun. Again, this comes through as breath of fresh air too. Make sure, even if you're busy, you're still taking time to exercise your physical body, exercise your inner child, play with your children if you have children, be outdoors, make time for you. This is so beautiful. I hope you can feel how intense something is vamping up for you with this message. You're going to have clarity before the end of the month, and you're going to be so grateful for whatever or whoever walked out of your life, whatever door had to close. This is so beautiful. So I know this is going to apply to love for many of you. So let's take a look here. Sorry, Taurus, this started skipping. So I just want to start your love reading over so I can make sure that all the messages are coming through clearly for you. So Taurus in love, March 2020. Taurus in love, March 2020. I just channeled Capricorn again. Taurus in love, March 2020. What I was picking up before this started skipping was marriage. Some of you have had a very hard time naturally with the end of a marriage or the end of a marriage-like relationship. But this clarity that comes through for some of you is very much directly related to love, a partner showing up. And I think for some of you, this person may have already arrived. They make you so grateful that something in the past didn't linger on. It's like I see somebody possibly showing up, and not that it's their responsibility to do this for them. You may be this person for somebody else that you love. I see somebody showing up into the picture. It's like just the joy they bring. Spirit just said playful. Like we were talking about exercising the inner child. Someone who exercises the inner child with you. As someone shows up with so much joy and so much playful energy for you, it's almost like all that pain, all of that struggle, whatever was so difficult to move on from, it's almost like it doesn't exist anymore. And you wake up one day and you're like, I'm no longer struggling with that. It's like surprising. Your partner may be having this experience because of you. This is really beautiful, blessed transition and shift of energy, okay? So let's get a little bit more clarity here. Ooh, already popping here. It is safe for you to love. I think for many of you, you've had very challenging relationships that didn't feel safe, that were a little rocky. I'm hearing someone who made you walk on eggshells sometimes, someone who was very reactive, so you couldn't always speak your truth, or when you did, you had to prepare for like the craziest shit to happen. And Spirit's saying there's somebody here, or there's somebody's energy at least is very close to you this month, but this is showing up as somebody present, okay? Present. That feels safe. Somebody who almost teaches you like a new way of love. Again, Capricorn, again, Taurus, this very well could be your energy in you showing somebody that love can be safe. Regardless of what they've experienced in the past, loving you and being with you, that is a safe experience. It is so game-changing for them. Karmically, it's this whole karmic experience and lesson that is learned now. But again, as I was saying, Capricorn, there is such a crossover between Taurus and Capricorn right now. This could be a Capricorn partner for you, Taurus. Even if that's not somebody that you would want to date or date again, center of the reading, reconciliation. Capricorn's just coming through particularly strong in work and in love here. But in love, I feel like Capricorn's coming through the most. And reconciliation, center of the reading. Now, for those of you called Capricorn or love back in during Mercury retrograde, please wait until the second half of the month before you make any sort of a commitment. Really give yourself some time. Sometimes partners show up during Mercury retrograde just so we can finish learning a particular lesson, or so that they can hold up the mirror to us so that we know we have a little bit more healing to do, but they're not necessarily meant to stay. But for you, Taurus, this feels like somebody who may stick around, but don't rush into this, and make sure you are seeing the picture clearly, okay? And give yourself the time to do that, because you don't want to miss somebody wearing a mask. Some people showing up, and this applies to all of us across the board, regardless of sign. Some people show up during the retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and they sort of show up as like this fresh new energy, when in reality, they're wearing a mask, okay? And we miss that sometimes because we want to miss that, because we want this person to show up and be this new version of themselves. But sometimes seeing that deception again, that helps you finally move on. And it sucks to be disappointed all over again. So for those of you going through that experience, again, you are going to see the blessing in disguise. The reason this person doesn't stay, or the reason this person couldn't stay, is because you are deserving of safe love. You are deserving of someone who brings you joy, someone who is honest with you, someone who's showing you their true colors. None of this, none of walking on eggshells, none of guessing, feeling like when they leave the house you're unsure of where they're going. You've evolved past that. You're done with that. Someone who's being too mysterious. It's like you're not trying to play a game in love anymore. You want the whole person in the whole picture and the greatest romance. Spirit's trying to provide that for you. But let me grab this card that just flew. Taurus, beautiful message here. This is what Spirit is trying to provide for you. Clarify. Safe love. Very soon. Very soon. I think for many of you, if somebody new came into the picture prior to the retrograde, don't be concerned about them turning into this. I feel like the deception really applies to partners who maybe come back during the retrograde, especially if they were deceitful in the past. Those may be some true colors that are going to get exposed over the next couple of weeks. But there's somebody beautiful here for you. It is a new experience. Who makes you that happy? Have you really sat and consciously thought about that? I mean, Taurus, knowing you, you probably have, and you've probably written it down. But if you haven't, how different are these two people? This person that hurt you and this new love. Will you allow yourself to trust them? Will you allow yourself to be fully healed and have this new experience? You are not meant to repeat the deceptive energies. Now, not all partners that come back during Mercury retrograde are deceitful, okay? That is going to apply to some of you, though. But that's why you should wait until the end of March out of Mercury retrograde, but also out of the shadow period too, so that you have enough clarity here. But I'm seeing somebody really beautiful and really peaceful, either in the mix or somebody about to come in once you cleanse the deceptive exes, okay? Reconciliation, center the reading message. This is what we're talking about. Mercury retrograde brings this in. People come back, but there are red flags that we miss because of Mercury retrograde. But there could be some deception still in the picture. Take your time letting anybody all the way back in. The good ones are going to give you the time and the space. They'll extend the patience for you to make up your mind in a way that is safe for you. A timeline that feels best for you, okay? But most importantly, if these people show back up, and they probably already have, it's all about forgiveness. It's all about learning. It's all about really, truly healing to call in the safer, better love. Because this energy feels so close to somebody beautiful, somebody safer. Again, I just keep hearing the word playful. Somebody exercising with you, exercising the inner child with you. That is a brand new experience. I don't think that that's something many of you have experienced yet, unless you've already been with this person for quite some time. For some of you, this could also be a friend. This could be a friend, a friendship developing, but even still, even if it's somebody you've been with for a really long time or have been friends with for a long time, don't rush into a relationship over the retrograde, okay? Crowning all of this is passion. Bottom of the deck, make the effort. Make the effort to be open to new love if you're single, because there is somebody that you will be passionate about, even if they haven't come all the way in. Don't get caught on the exes. You know who they are. If they're deceitful and they didn't treat you well in the past, let them show up only to hold a mirror in front of you so that you can heal all the way. You may not realize that you haven't healed from something. If someone shows up and you're still triggered, that is how you know that you are not fully healed, and that's okay. That doesn't mean weakness. This is just a beautiful opportunity to continue on your healing journey, okay? But don't get stuck here with those kinds of people. The reconciliations that feel like they will last beyond Mercury retrograde are people you have seen consciously heal, but partners that make you feel very safe. And not just briefly, not for the first time ever over the couple of weeks that Mercury has been retrograding, okay? But partners that have always made you feel safe. You had some issues, there were some karmic issues, but you have both taken space, you've healed. Now may be a good time to come back together, but even still take your time with that recommitment, okay? Like, go really slow right now. But I see you getting back to this. I see this is why in the first spread, the assertive card popped. It's like you move past what has hurt you in such a major way, like night and day, that some people may not be able to handle. Not just seeing you happy, but seeing you like floating around in joy, like one good thing after the next. Oh, this huge breakthrough in career, and now Taurus is going to be with like this safe, new, beautiful love of their life. Like, why is Taurus getting all these blessings back to back to back? It's because you've earned it. It's because you deserve it. It's because it's time. Taurus, if you feel like you need more clarity than this, reach out. I'm available for private readings, for energy healing work, which, I specialize in. I'll be back mid-month for your mid-month love reading, but in the meantime, I'm sending you all so much love, light, gratitude. Enjoy all this beautiful energy showing up. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.